Hello, aspirants, and welcome. Now, think about this. A handful of global tech companies are right now quietly building the world's most powerful cyber defense tools. But here's the really crucial part. They are also deciding who gets to use them. This is a fundamental shift in the global security landscape, and today we're going to explore exactly what that means for India.
Exactly. And that brings us to the central question we need to wrestle with. Is this new generation of AI the ultimate shield we've been waiting for, or does it create a dangerous new concentration of power? You see, for a nation like India, this isn't just some tech issue. It is a core national security dilemma.
So, here's how we'll break it down today. First, we'll understand this huge paradigm shift. Then we'll dive deep into a case study called Project Glasswing. After that, we'll analyze the power structures it creates, examine the new geopolitics of cyber defense, and finally, and most importantly for you, we'll connect all of this directly to your UPSC preparation.
Okay, let's begin. This entire topic fits right in the sweet spot for your GS Paper 3, covering everything from challenges to internal security to the protection of our critical information infrastructure. And make no mistake, the rise of AI in this domain is a complete game changer.
You see, the core idea here is that these massive firms are no longer just service providers. They're becoming the new arbiters, the new gatekeepers. They are the ones who get to decide which companies, and more importantly, which nations are deemed worthy of access to these next-generation defensive tools.
So to understand how this all works in practice, let's look at a very specific case study that has really brought this issue to the forefront, Anthropic's Project Glasswing.
But first, a crucial definition you absolutely must know for your exams, a zero-day vulnerability. So, put simply, it's a security hole that even the software's creator doesn't know about. This makes it an incredibly potent weapon for hackers because, well, no patch or defense exists for it yet.
And this is where AI, specifically large language models like Mythos Preview, just changes everything. I mean, these models have been trained on billions and billions of lines of code. They learn to read that code like a language, spotting these tiny, subtle, logical flaws and security holes, things that a team of human experts might take weeks to find, and AI can do it overnight.
The power of this is, well, it's just staggering. Just consider this. The AI found a critical flaw in an operating system that had gone completely undetected for 27 years. Now, here's what's crucial for you to understand. Our own government and public sector infrastructure often run on these kinds of legacy systems, which makes them prime targets. An AI that can find these hidden flaws is an incredible strategic asset.
Now, on the surface, the project's mission is entirely noble, right? It's purely defensive. You find the bugs, you tell the developers, and you help them fix the problem before any adversaries can exploit it.
Sounds great.
But this is exactly where your critical analysis for the mains paper comes in, because beneath that noble mission, the very structure of this initiative raises some serious questions about a new concentration of power, what some people are starting to call a tech cartel.
And just look at the members of this coalition. We're not just talking about software companies here. These are the global titans of cloud computing, hardware, finance, and networking. They essentially own and operate huge portions of the world's digital infrastructure.
This quote, right here, perfectly captures the issue. A cartel, by its very definition, is an exclusive group that collaborates to control supply and access. So the crucial question for us is this. When a private, non-state coalition controls a technology this vital for national defense, what happens to countries who are not in the club? Can India's national security really be dependent on the goodwill of a corporate body?
Now, this concentration of power isn't going unchallenged. What we're seeing now is different AI giants adopting competing philosophies, which is creating a whole new geopolitical chessboard for cyber defense.
So on this slide, you can see the clear divide. On one side, you have Anthropic's centralized sort of walled garden approach. They want to tightly control who gets the keys to the kingdom. But on the other side, you have OpenAI, who are arguing for a more democratized model, basically believing that everyone deserves the right to defend themselves. For India, this presents a major strategic dilemma. Do we align with one of these blocks and become dependent? Or does this force us to accelerate our own indigenous AI capabilities for true self-reliance?
And then there's a third model emerging, Google's strategy of vertical integration. Now, even though it's part of Glasswing, its main place seems to be buying up cybersecurity companies and building security directly into its own massive cloud platform. It's essentially creating its own self-contained, secure ecosystem that it controls from top to bottom.
Okay, so with all these complex power dynamics in play, let's bring it all back to what matters most for you, the exam. How can you actually use this information to write high-scoring answers?
First things first, note down these keywords. Using precise terminology like this is what really elevates a good answer to a great one. For example, instead of just saying India needs to be independent, you can discuss the challenge to our digital sovereignty. You see, this shows the examiner that you grasp the nuanced, strategic concepts that are at play here.
Now, let's think about how to tackle a question like this first one on gatekeepers. A really strong answer would use Project Glasswing as its core case study. You would first explain its defensive potential. That's the opportunity part. Then, you would critically analyze the risks of tech cartelization and the implications for India's strategic autonomy, and that is the challenge part.
And finally, we'll leave you with this thought. This is precisely the kind of high-level policy question you could face in your personality test. There is no simple black or white answer here. It requires a balanced view, one that acknowledges the need to leverage global innovation while at the same time building our indigenous capacity to protect our core national interests. Ponder on this. All the best.